I actually sort of forget what all else is here. It's just random transparent scimitar. That poor kobold did not have a very good short sword, I'm gonna have to say. Oh no, Purgy! No. Purgy. I forgot about you. I could polymorph Purgy, but I don't really like that. Is he fast? Why is he not moving? Goodbye, Purgy. Looks like somebody just got kited. Yeah, if you want to think of like how slimy walls, if you've been to the slime pits, they work very, very similarly to that, but they do a pure ice damaging attack instead of a acid attack. You could think of it as clouds that hug walls, yeah. Where the walls are the clouds. Where was my troll leather armor from Purgy, though? Band of Gales, game is won. Got my heal wounds. I'm too curious about this. Oh. This is a scimitar that is full of interest. Venom, fragile, plus rage scimitar. Yep, it is pretty straightforward. You obviously want to cast it and then either do something like Ozos and let the monster come towards you. Well, you don't have to use Ozos, obviously, depending on the monster, but if it's dangerous. Well, the slow is not actually... oh, the changelog may say that it still slows. It did slow in the previous version. It no longer does that. It now just applies ice damage. So it just does... It was a little bit too strong in that old... I talk a little bit about in the commit that changes it, how that was sort of... It's a sort of a mashup of two different ideas, one that Ebering had and one that... Or just a vague suggestion that he had for a slowing monster spell. But yeah, I did eventually remove that aspect. So it doesn't slow. But it is a pretty good area of effect spell. Okay, now we have Ice Beast, and kind of overtrained here on ice. Yep, sorry if you wanted to play the stronger version of that spell, but it did get changed. Magic Dart. Wow. It's that Howler Monkey that I saw from before. Getting a little bit of summons because I want to be able to cast this spell sooner rather than later. Alright. I don't know what else is in here. I don't really have to... I should have excluded that door. There's no loot in here, it's just XP, so I can always come back to that a little bit later. I'm just gonna freeze. I'm gonna check out what else was down here. Orc Wizard. Rampart is level 3. There's summoning. Let's go ahead and get some fighting. Angry Ogre. Orc Priesty. Now have enough HP that they're not like absolutely horrifying, but yeah, that's that's a little much. We're gonna have to try these other stairs over here. Maybe we can Frozen Ramparts some of these guys. We don't have the most ideal setup for this, so what we'd like to do is, there's a buckler. It's a good item to pick up. Well, I mean, Ramparts only does a bit more than Freeze. It has a higher spell cap. It has a little bit less damage die, but not too much. So that means at the top end, you're doing a bit more than Freeze. I don't actually know what the top damage is, so it's not like a ton. And by the time you can cast BVC, it's certainly a thing you could do, but they're totally different. They're completely non-intersecting spell schools, so it's definitely not a combo that I would recommend in any way. It's something a Null could do. But yeah, it does not have scaling damage that's very high. It only goes up to a spell power cap of 50. So you're not, unlike BVC, which I think has a cap of, is it 200? Actually, it doesn't say the cap. Yeah, I mean, Ramparts is a good spell. I don't want to say that it's bad, but eventually its damage is, I mean, there'll still be monsters for which it will be effective well into the game, but it's not going to be like, you're not going to be going into depths and like mowing down, stone giants with head spell or anything. Those are pretty OP, but not for that reason. There's Sif and Gozag. Well, 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 if it isn't my nemesis who resists literally... Well, that's not true. Fight fire with fire, as they say sometimes. Even though I don't possess any fire. I do possess freeze, and this guy cannot resist it. It does actually, yes. Yeah, I made it purposefully similar to freeze. But again, with the damage that it does being so relatively small, it's not... It's sort of an early game-ish spell. So it could be made to check it. It just is sitting where its current power level is right now, and I think that's okay. I definitely don't want to like move it into the higher damage. It's meant to be like a level 3 spell that you learn as the spell after your starting spell of freeze. So I don't want it to become like... some higher tier spell that has much better damage. I don't know. Apparently I'm playing some kind of subtle psychological game with this ogre. Okay, we've got our fighting. Arguably, we should have actually gotten dodging first. I think not even arguably, pretty obviously. Because I could have gotten 6 dodging for super cheap. But I sort of forgot that I'm a Merfolk.
Welcome back to Citadel Station. We hope your somnolent
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. I'm talking about like it being useful like while you're in depths and Zot and stuff. I mean, even then, it probably has some use, but its damage is going to be. You don't cast freeze all that much when you're in, you know, depths and vault and crypt, but you definitely would use this spell in like say layer branches to some degree.
The bridge is located on level 9 and energy systems on level R. All levels can be accessed by the elevator. Welcome to the throne of God, mortal.
It's Shodan. We're building the dungeon. We're going into temple for no particular reason because I don't need a god, but I guess I'm a completionist. Can I pull you? Oh. Oh, look who's clever. Swamp. Swamp basically has like, well, almost no walls. Shoals actually has a lot more walls than a swamp does, because it doesn't work on trees. Outplayed by an orc wizard indeed. That guy had better AI than I do. Some kind of undead vault. Nope, just a stair vault.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone. Panting and sweating as you run through my corridors.
Once again, I play the subtle game with the Orc Priest. I guess I'll just leave Mr. Orc Priest because I don't really have a reason to go hunting down one. Oh, now we got an ossuary. Move curse. Now we can not swap our fragile scimitar for something. More orcs, gotta watch out for the orcs. So we already got the dodging 6, it really didn't take much time at all.
Feed on your flesh. Deeds, or even your name. Enjoy your victory. I am drunk with suspicion.
Okay. Not ready to amnesia any spells yet, so we'll just hold on to that. Guess I really had to cast ramparts for this orc. Making sure to rest after like each fight, so I always have max HP. Rune Cloak, probably go ahead and buy that. I do have a +2 cloak, so maybe I will actually just put that on the shopping list and get some of this other stuff, like the scrolls for cheap, and the ring. Whoa. Whoa. Those were some good rings, I have to say. Oh crap, I forgot all about the ossuary. Phew, I think I sort of forgot about it. Knowledge of Sandblast. No thanks, Veh. I'm good. Now we have the alarm traps. Oops. Huh. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do this. Did that wake them up? Definitely woke some of them up. Oh, I have played myself. I got the AI of an orc zombie is smarter than me. I have inner flame. I have ice beast, so we should be okay. Got some goodies. The perfect choke point to slaughter every zombie. Nice flail. Well, not much to say about that ossuary. Hopefully we have something good in here. Not going to read that last scroll. That stack of 4 could be magic map. Ruined robe, I am interested in that. Alright, critical. Oh hey, I have boots too. Go ahead and use my enchant armor. Get a bit more AC. Oh yeah. Hellmonk knows how important RN is. You're gonna have me just go the entire run without my RN? I don't think so. Critical resistance. Oh, is this that one? Curse you starting stealth? Wow, is this back-to-back Final Fantasy? Awesome. I need to enable one skill, such as my dodging, that I now have 8. Don't really have a need for spell levels. I guess I can go ahead and get 5. That's kind of overtraining it, but whatever. If we are going to go for casting Absolute Zero, I'm just going to level Int because it's going to be a pain to cast that spell without... What is this? Okay. This is a Chebrados vault. I know this vault. Chebrados. You monster. This slime is not something that I want to let hit me. I could try to Ozo, but it does 22 damage. Thank you for the 69 bits. Float both. Yeah, nope. Not yet doing the XL9 Tomb Run. Working on the strats for it. So this guy is a pain in the butt. What I have to do is swap with I have 66, so I can summon an ice beast. Okay. Alright. How are we doing? Severely wounded, heavily wounded? Heavily wounded, I should say. Evoke Rage. I'm gonna rage this slime creature down. Never mind. Gotcha, Chaberdos. I outsmarted your slimes. D6 slime creature, generally not a monster you want to go fighting. But I just proved all the haters wrong. Fought it anyway. Worth it for this wand, which is paralysis. Very nice. What we got here? Burning Mokleb altar. The whip and a robe. Very thematic. There's our spell casting. We're done with that for a while. I could get a little bit of Evo for this Rage invocation. That is actually going to be kind of helpful. Just not the best use of XP. But you know what? We have some wands. I'm going to go for the 3 Evo. Standard play. Why not? Has the benefit of letting me evoke Scimitar Rage. Oof. Something hits you. Uh-oh. Okay, it was just a sky. I thought it was maybe an unseen horror, but it was just a sky beast. Whoa! You son of a gun. You stole my scroll of summoning. You little gremlin. Oh, and now you're gonna ice blast me. Are you gonna slow me? Little jerk. You stole my loot. Fix your game, devs. Oh. Artifact ring. Never mind, I take it all back. Dang. Lucidity. The dev tools are so real. Plus 6 EV and plus invisibility. And I can already cast all my spells, so wizardry is no real loss. I mean, Summon Ice Beast has a little bit of a fail rate, but... Dev tools. Shoutouts to those dev tools. Poverty Ring of Phasing. Better than Ring of Phasing, really. Because it gives you Evocable Invis, which is better than having 2 more EV, that's for sure. Ring of Phasing, I think, is only 8. So that's a really, really nice find. Obviously. Evocable... I can even go Invis and Rage while Invis. Talk about horrifying. So yeah, good training that Evo will get Invis. That's a huge power boost to any character. Also, what's up with this vault? This looks like a Zom vault, but I can't... Is there another entrance? Oh no. It's sealed. Imagine if Ossuary was as hard as Tomb. I guess this vault accidentally got sealed. Maybe there's a up staircase leading into it. Well, let's see. Nope. There is not, because all three downstairs are here. So we'll have to come back for that with digging, I guess. Potion, whatever that potion ends up being. I have a feeling we whoa. Don't necessarily want to take on all this stuff, but we can start with some fun times and try to get the ice beast to. What's he got? He does have a Lek. Okay, we got Pickle. That's great. We got our Evo. We'll get 8 fighting. Just gotta watch out for this ogre, but he goes down quickly and Rampart saves the day. My new RC ring, I don't even fear you. +2 whip of a Lek is pretty good. As far as low skill weapons go. Yogi Monk with the 20 raid. Thank you, Yogi. What's up, Iggy? Just finishing up that rando. Was the seed possible? Or was the seed impossible and did Yogi win? They're playing some La Mulana losing streak. Oh no. At least the seed was completable this time, right? As I understand it, the last time you had one that was like, I don't know if that turned out to be actually a completable seed or if it was just incredibly hard or what. What's up, cool guy? And Ralph, welcome. Welcome to testing out new Trunk Ice Elementalist changes. He only wins when the seed is impossible. Wow, it's a reversal? Yogi says you become very strong. Yeah, I was looking into that today. I want to see if I can maybe run La Mulana on my system. I don't know that I get into playing the randomizer, but it's still pretty cool. I know it's on Steam, which I'm kind of curious. Do you guys have the Steam version of it? And then you run the randomizer on that? You have both? The same D package? Doesn't Iggy have an extra key? Cool guy dude, the changes are... This is not merged yet, but it is in this branch I'm testing here. That's the change, a replacement for Glaciate spell. Which, probably not going to get to see that cast this stream, given my pace of play here. Not exactly setting a real-time record. As we individually freeze each orc in the dungeon. Copy the Steam files, Rando rewrites it every time. The good magician has a key in their back pocket. Yeah, I'll have to check out the project. Might make see Lana Mulana was like everybody I know whose like opinion I respected loves that game, and I saw it and I definitely saw why they loved it. The randomizer does make it more intriguing to me by far, because that's so much more replayable that way. So unfortunately I would have to learn the game from scratch, and that's what's cool is the emphasis on execution is not quite so high, so you maybe don't have to put so many hours into practice, although I'm sure that's not as true as it may seem. But say compared to A Link to the Past, where I feel it's a little bit more execution heavy. The entire game is a time trial at this point.